What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Cord here. So, we're going to go ahead and jump into episode 2 of my Demon Hunter saga. Now, unfortunately, my Demon Hunter did jump a little bit ahead. I had some sound and video quality issues. It made me kind of rethink how I wanted to do the saga of the Demon Hunter. I'm going to speed it up. I'm going to try to get through this as fast as possible and get you guys to Hell content and Inferno content where you're probably going to get a little more out of this series. So, basically what I'm going to do now is I understand that maybe some of you guys really want help through the normal. Don't be afraid to just send me a message and ask. But I did spend just I think it was 2,000 gold in order to get a couple of weapons that should speed this up a little bit. Nothing really that big. Once again, they're just 18 damage weapons. I am going to start rushing through a little bit faster. Hopefully we can get to the point where the boss fights are actually going to help you. Once again, I'm past the Skeleton King now. Unfortunately, like I said, I was having some difficulties with my audio, so I had to remove Demon Hunter episode 2 where I did all of this stuff. So this is the new Demon Hunter episode 2. I'm starting at leave. And we're just going to continue on from here. As you can see, I went with the dual wielding. I found a couple of weapons that were super cheap. You should have probably 2,000 or 3,000 gold at this point. You could easily afford that just to kind of help your character out, push that bar a little bit. Once we get to a higher level, I might invest into a higher damage weapon with a socket to make things a little bit easier yet again. And if any of my subscribers are going, well, I don't have a gem that would be worth anything to put in there, please message me. I will give you a square ruby that you can use in order to push that damage out and level your character easier through normal. Because there is no sense in being in a difficulty that's really not going to get you much. And right there, I'm not even paying attention. But anyways, so now that we kind of have some upgrades, once again, getting that lore, looks like I'm about to run into even more mobs here. You did something like that on Inferno, I definitely wouldn't be lasting very long. Jump out of the way of that. Oh man, here they go again, trying to get me. Use a potion. Got a health glob up here too. Stand in and take some hits while I pick those up. Alright. And we got the level 10 right there, so I guess that's level 9. Got a passive skill slot. Level 10 will be your first passive skill slot. And apparently I have a couple of abilities to choose from here. Thrill of the Hunt. Ooh, every 10 seconds I will immobilize things. Evasion, you gain 60% up. Definitely using that to start with. Love that movement speed. It'll help me speed things up through here. There we go. Now we're talking. And once again, if you guys have questions or anything else about what I'm doing in this series, don't be afraid to get a hold of me at Khord1548 or leave me comments. Hit that like button if you guys are liking what you're seeing so I know to continue to bring you this kind of stuff. And I love comments, guys. I will try to respond to as many as possible. As we can see here, I happen to find a little vendor that might be able to give me some stuff that'll help out. It looks like a pretty good upgrade. Oh hey, look at that, I already had something. Got something there as well. Sell off that stuff. Ah, and we finally get a helmet. Let's put that hood on. Alright, now I'm Little Red Riding Hood. Alright, so anyways, go ahead and leave me comments. Let me know what you guys think or what you'd like to see. If you have any questions regarding any of the classes, please let me know. I do have a general idea of how to get all of the classes into Inferno and what basic stats they need to do that. Speed this up by jumping around a little bit. Once again, in the first video I mentioned that if you are a first time, if it is your first time going through this stuff, you may want to practice, backing up and shooting, kiting a little bit. Personally, I've already got that down on my wizard, so I'm not going to start practicing these tactics until probably the Hellish area, where monsters really start to get hard. And I have a feeling that's more of the area that people are struggling. I'll still make sure to do a play-by-play of what I'm doing, but I'm not going to be searching the normal area as much as I probably should be first time through. So just be aware of that. We're going to speed this up a little bit so you guys can get into the stuff that is a little more advanced and a little less tedious, I guess I would use the word for it. Let's see, I'm looking for a Khazra Den at the moment. As you can see, just a quick little trick I'm using is to speed jump ahead. Makes things a little faster. And since it does come from my discipline, and it regenerates over time, that makes things a little easier. Alright, let's get these bats down. If you guys haven't checked it out, me and my buddy Gumby, which is one of my real-life friends, him and I have been friends for over a decade now, if not longer. Way too long, basically. Anyways, him and I are starting a World of Warcraft series, if that interests you at all. You should check it out as we level from 1 to 85, and we start working towards Gladiator level. If you guys are interested in being a part of that at all, well, not a part of the Gladiator, unless you are a Resto Shaman, which is what team will be running, which will be Warrior, Hunter, Resto Shaman. But if you are interested in being a part of the World of Warcraft experience with Khord and Gumby, we are going to be starting a guild over on Tichondrius on the US side, eventually. Once we can get to a major city and have the money and ability to get that started. So just make sure to message Khord over there if you guys are interested in being a part of that. Obviously, any of my viewers, subscribers are more than welcome to be a part of the guild and kind of laugh and cry with us as we try to make our way through the Diablo, World of Warcraft, any other game experience. But more specifically, we will be getting into raids, hopefully posting videos of how to kill things and getting things done. So if you feel that you're a quality player that wants to get things done in video games, let us know on World of Warcraft. We'll get you involved. We'll get you all set up with us. This isn't our first character per se. We have run guilds before. I just was not recording at that point. I have been in Gladiator range, Gladiator status before. It's just at the point that I was doing these things, I wasn't recording and putting them up. So, like I said, if you want to be a part of this, feel free to get a hold of me. Ask questions. Let me know what you guys are thinking. I am more than happy to get you involved. I'm more than happy to teach you guys how to do things, regardless of the game. If I don't know the game very well, my buddy Gumby very well might. He's much better with the first-person shooters, console games. I'm better with the RPGs, MMOs, things like that. So, use us as your resources. Not a big deal. Oh man, what is going on around here? I cannot seem to find this place. Alright guys, so, once again, I'm going to go over how to leave general chat, because I think that's an important thing for some people, and it's definitely an important thing for me. If you don't want that blue spam, make sure you type /leave space 1, and you hit the enter button. That will leave you out of the general chat. You will no longer have to deal with all that nonsense. There are some problems with public games. I believe Blizzard has denied that it's on their end. But from what I can tell, when people join public games randomly, they're more likely to be hacked. I have had a user of mine already have that happen to them. I've had a couple of my friends that I play with more often than not have it happen to them. And the only linking cause is that they are joining public games at the moment. So, not 100% sure if that is the cause, but just beware if you guys are joining into public games. Hopefully I'll have a website set up for you guys, all of my subscribers and viewers, to go to, and you guys can start to arrange, make friends, do that kind of thing for these video games instead of having to rely on public joining and everything else that may or may not get you into trouble account-wise at the current moment. But anyways, guys, just make sure you're kind of careful of that stuff. Don't release your information to anyone. Make sure you're doing things right. You know, Blizzard, as they say in most of their tooltips, will never ask you for your password, secret question, or personal information. So don't give that stuff out. Alright, Magda, yeah, blah blah blah. Send mobs at me. So, once again, be careful with your personal information. Don't get hacked, because that sucks, and you will be on the phone with Blizzard support for what seems like eons until your character is fixed. And not only will that happen, because I have been hacked in World of Warcraft before, not only do you have to sit on the phone with them forever, but then they have to take the required steps in order to replace your gear, which can take anywhere between 1 day and 2 weeks, from what I have seen. So, be careful, guys. Let's take the sword piece back to Kain. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to where I know I'm going to need to be after I take this sword piece to Kain. Alright, pick that gold up. Get to running again. You can see I let the 60% speed kind of wear off before I use it again. Oh, alright. Oh man. They're doing craziness. Get these little bulls down that like to charge me. Alright, got some quivers. Do my little speed boost. Alright, so this is where Kain is going to send me next anyways. So we'll go ahead and teleport now. Go talk to him and turn this in. Like I said, guys, I'm trying to keep these videos a little shorter, going through normal phase. Once I get into the advanced difficulties, I'll make sure to keep putting up longer videos. But as it is right now, I've got like 9 videos queued for YouTube that are uploading at the current moment. So I'm trying to not only make it easier for you guys to watch the videos, but kind of make it so I can keep posting videos every day, a couple at a time. Right, farmer's daughter.
He's deserted you. Just give it over.
My sweet love will save me.
Oh man, gotta save the damsel in distress. Alright, now I believe there is an achievement regarding this guy. I can't remember. I think you kill the brigands, and then when he comes out, you're not supposed to kill his little henchman first. You kill him first, and then the achievement goes through. Obviously, I'm not set up to do that since I'm doing piercing shot, but I believe that is the achievement. So you don't want to kill any of his buddies, and you just kill him, and that will get you, or yield you, the achievement that is involved with this quest. Let's go back up here and pick up the nonsense gear that does me no good. Oh, excuse me. A little bit of yawning there. Had a late night last night. Gumby and I were doing our World of Warcraft banter and talking, and I had internet outages and video problems and all sorts of things going haywire, but we still managed to put up a couple of videos for you guys regarding World of Warcraft and our adventures in that. You should check it out if you've got time. It's kind of funny, you know, him and I are just kind of doing our normal thing as leveling, and I think you guys will enjoy just our little banter while we level up, and you can kind of watch what's going on and hopefully get to know both of us a little bit better, so when you are watching the gladiator scenes and everything else, you can have a good time. Alright, talk to Alaric. Come up here. If you guys would like a specific game covered, leave us a comment about that too. I'm more than happy to cover specific things, and you know, even if I'm not very good at it, I love to. I really like to dive into new things and learn new things. So don't be afraid to be like, hey, I want to see you guys do this, and I will definitely invest into it when I can and put up some videos regarding it. Console, PC, doesn't matter. Right now, all I have available to me is the PC and the Xbox 360. So if you guys have something you want to see, let me know. I believe something that's in the late future, kind of along the lines of Mists of Pandaria as well, is Gumby and I are going to go ahead and probably do the release of Black Ops 2, if any of you are interested in that. We tend to always do the releases of the Modern Warfare Black Ops series, just because we enjoy the series. Personally, he is very good at the first-person shooters, while I am not quite as good, so you guys may get a laugh at that when you go from watching me beat Diablo on Inferno to struggling with a M16 in my hand. Kind of choke these guys into this little bottleneck so that not too many of them can get to me at a time. That strategy definitely does not work at higher difficulties, but we're not concerned about that right now. This is all about time. Wallers, huh? This is gonna be interesting. Oh, let's get out of there. Away from that guy. Alright. There we go. Got a book for a little bonus XP there. And this, from what I can tell, that event is always in this area. Whether you want to do it or not, totally up to you. I do it just because I like experience, but not really necessary. Doesn't have anything to do with the quest line. I believe it does yield an achievement the first time you do it, and when you do it as a cooperative group. Death with wings. I'm death with bows. Right, let's see here. Gotta find these beacons. And once again, I'm trying to keep these a little shorter, so you might see me rushing past mobs and kind of skipping some things, like there was an elite pack up there that you'd probably want to kill. I don't have much interest in doing so. And I think you guys get the general idea of me leveling through this series. So we're going to try to get to bosses. We're going to try to get that taken care of so you guys can kind of watch those. And if you want to watch how I got through a specific section of the game, I'll make sure to mark what chapters I'm going through and things like that, so you can go, well, I'm really struggling with this. Maybe I can go back and watch what he did so I can get through this.
I've become more formidable.
Oh, I've become more formidable. It's not enough to say that I've leveled, I've become more formidable. Ooh, Ring of the Leech. Like the sound of that. Hopefully it's attack on hit, life back. That would be convenient at this level. I'd like to make a little note on that since I mentioned it. Yep, each hit adds 1 life. So, going through normal, each hit will add 1 life. That is 100% true. I will get 1 life every time I hit something. When you go through Nightmare, I believe that is reduced by 20%. When you go through Hell, I believe it is reduced by 40%. And when you go through Inferno, that is reduced by 80%. So just be aware of that. I believe it's also based on the ability you're using. So if it says, I'm not 100% sure on this, but my buddy was talking to me about how barbarians can actually get pretty good life on hit even in Inferno. I would have to go back and talk to him about it, but as a base, I would just assume that life on hit, life steal, not that helpful in the Inferno level. But once again, that's not something we're worried about right this minute, so we're happy to have +1 life on hit. Since, you know, 610 hit points, these things probably hit me for 20 or so. I'm not really sure, to be honest. All I know is that at later difficulties they hit me for what I call everything. Which is, regardless of how much life you have, you will die, so you just don't get hit. Let's check this out up here. Should be somewhere around this area where the other dungeon is that I'm looking for.
Just like target practice.
Man, not coming up. Now, you may be thinking, well, if you rush through stuff, you might be a little underleveled. It's just really not the case. The later difficulties take much longer to get through, and you will be killing pretty much everything in order to gear up. I know in Hell, I may have to repeat a couple of bosses just to farm a little bit of gear. And in the end, it all kind of balances out, since Diablo 3 is more of a farm game than a get the boss down, get something good in order to succeed. It's get the boss down 300 times and you might have enough gear to proceed to the next thing. So let's see here.
I've spent
Man,
years exploring
no
places like
luck.
this with Uncle
It's
Dad.
got to be down
It
south
brings
then.
back memories.
There are so many
Alright,
places
so
that
I found a
just
bow
together.
a little bit, and I wasn't even
That's
thinking
your
about this, but I'm sure
exploration.
that this
It's a
guy
rescue
might be able to
mission.
use it. Yep, there we go. Now he's got a little bit better weapon, probably be a little more useful. And there's the place we were looking for. Kind of kill the things around it, since I will have to come back out here anyways. Alright, let's go find this other beacon that we need. 700 XP for finding that book. Oh man, we are in for a fight. The scoundrel says so. Now these monsters are pretty tough in later difficulties, the ranged ones, but luckily for us, we're not there yet, so we just get to drill them down and have a good time doing it. Oh yeah, you take that right to the face. Alright, mending gloves of the lion or some sort of nonsense, not really sure. Anyways, more gold. Always good to have more gold. Go pick up this beacon.
Dangerous. You remove that artifact, then hand it to me for safekeeping.
Yeah, hand it to you for safekeeping after I do all the work. Alright, I get your game, scoundrel. I get it.
I saw you take that. Return it to her now. What?
What are you talking about?
Hand it over.
Fine. Here, Leah. Your ring.
How did you...
Oh, that silly scoundrel. Always stealing things. It's a good thing my demon hunter's keeping an eye on her. Alright, so now we're heading off to the temple. Got the two beacons taken care of. Gotta go back to where we came from. Before we enter the temple, I'm going to take you through a little options change if you guys haven't done it yet, and this is the first time you're tuning into my episodes. Let's see, we'll place this beacon, run across here, place the other one. Alright. Okay guys, so if this is your first time tuning in to any of my videos really, one thing that I like to make sure you guys have available to you is you go into escape options, so the game menu right here, we click on options, we go down to gameplay, and right here, two best things ever: interface mode, elective mode, show advanced tooltips. The advanced tooltips are going to be the thing that allow you to see weapon damage percentage, so you can see exactly how much damage your weapon is going to do, or I'm sorry, your ability is going to do based on your weapon. Elective mode is the ability to, let's go ahead and hit accept since both of those are checkmarked, the ability to move this stuff around. Super helpful. You don't have to have the same stuff. If I wanted to swap these two around, I could. I don't want to do that, so I'll swap them back in a second, but you get what I mean. It makes it so that you're not locked to any tier in here. You can go anywhere you want, you can use any ability you want, no big deal. So make sure you've got elective mode on at least. Advanced is the one that just says increases chance for the arrow to pierce, or I'm sorry, it says weapon damage and has a 35% chance, instead of it saying fire a magically imbued arrow that seeks out targets, or some nonsense like that. I haven't run non-advanced tooltips in a long time. I'm not even 100% sure how little they tell you, but I know it's much, much less than if you've got those two options check marked. So make sure you guys are doing that. It'll help out tremendously in later difficulties. And being able to customize your character always makes you feel a little better, because then it's your character. You don't feel like Blizzard is just controlling you. And we all like to feel like Blizzard has no control over us, even if it's just deluding ourselves about it. Alright, there is an achievement here for killing all of these guys at the same time. I don't think I'm going to be able to get that. I guess I can give it a shot. Let's see here. Oh, nope. And that guy got in the way. So, we're just going to take him out. It's much easier to do at a high level, obviously. You can just drop a big ol' AoE on their heads and call it a day. Get that Frenzied Shrine. Oh man, pushing that 36 damage. Oh, there she goes, sending cultists at me. Don't know why she thinks it would work this time. It didn't work in the cave. You know. Just doesn't learn. I don't know, Leah. I just don't know.
She's trying to distract you. Don't listen to her.
This fight was too easy.
The world stone has been changed. Our
Right.
children are born
Now we
weak,
gotta go back to New
such as
Tristram. Go talk to the stranger here.
Magda is close on our
I
heels.
remember.
That must be.
Alright. And that is going to be the episode 2 for my Demon Hunter. If you guys are liking what you're seeing, make sure to hit that like button. Please leave me comments. Let me know what you want to see or what specifically you'd like me to do in these things. If you have any suggestions or otherwise, feel free to leave me a comment. I try to respond to all of them. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe so you can keep track of all the things we're doing, whether it be Diablo 3, StarCraft 2, World of Warcraft, or any other game I may decide to dive into. And I will see you guys at the next video. Khord out.